You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm gonna stay in my lane. I ain't gonna fuck with nobody, and I don't want nobody fucking with me. If I go on vacation, my fault.
You come home, I'm gonna put you in a better position. Nigga, for you to go Rick Ross, that's a slap in the face.
Floyd Mayweather just fired some serious shots at Charleston White, warning him to back off from the whole Big Meech mess or deal with the heat. But Charleston, he's not folding. He's standing 10 toes down, saying he won't apologize for speaking his mind, no matter who's pressed. Since getting out of jail, Charleston's been on a media rampage, hopping on interviews and tossing out his raw takes. In one of those interviews, he gave his opinion on the whole Big Meech and 50 Cent situation. He actually said there's no solid proof that Big Meech snitched. No paperwork, no nothing. But Charleston still said 50 had every right to feel played because Meech and his son linked up with his enemies behind his back. And guess who's one of those so-called ops?
This be a perfect example on you gotta be very careful on who you bring in and who you put on. That's Little Meech right there. And if you don't know, he's the son of Big Meech. And if you don't know who that is, well, Big Meech was one of the biggest drug dealers in Detroit, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, long story short, he went in jail. He came out of jail and he started linking up with 50 Cent's ops. Now, bear in mind, 50 Cent made BMF and put Little Meech on BMF without any acting skill.
Floyd Mayweather. He didn't take kindly to Charleston's commentary at all. Word is, Floyd made it clear that if he ever crosses paths with Charleston, it's on sight. No words, no warning, just action. Now people are starting to wonder, what's Floyd really up to here? Is he really trying to support Big Meech and his fam? Or is this all just a sneaky move to get under 50 Cent's skin? Either way, things are getting wild and we're about to break it all down.
When you do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. So if you go do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. That's why you hadn't seen no paperwork. It's all hearsay. Somebody saying he told, or somebody saying he used Tammy Cowan's to set up Cuffy. Well, when you do your research and you look at the court documents that's on Big Meech, you see that Tammy Cowans took the stand and said that she did this on her own accord without Big Meech's knowledge.
This Big Meech drama is spinning out of control and dragging everyone with it. The latest to get pulled into the chaos, Floyd Mayweather and Charleston White. And it's getting nasty real fast. In a recent sit-down, Charleston dropped some unexpected bombs about the beef between Big Meech, Lil Meech, and 50 Cent. He started off by saying he doesn't believe 50's claim that Meech is a snitch, because there's no paperwork backing that up. Charleston White didn't hold back. He came for everybody pushing the rumor that Big Meech used Tammy Cowans to help set up Cuffy and a few others. According to him, folks out here talking reckless without doing their homework, and he's calling it out. Then Charleston flipped the script and went all in on Big Meech and Lil Meech, fully riding with 50 Cent.
Looking at it from 50 position. I go get your son. And at the time when I meet your son, he's not making the best decisions in life. You know, they say he was strung out on them perks. And they like to pop them perks. 50 take him somewhat, I wouldn't say clean him up, but spend 2 years in acting classes that 50 paid for. It was hard finding somebody to play the role of Big Meech, so we pick your son. 50, according to 50, he's put over $5 million into the pockets of Lil Meech and the family's, financial, over $5 million. He's helped them make. Nigga blew your son up. and we bring you back to life. Prior to the BMF series, Big Meech was buried alive. Wasn't nobody saying his name. Jeezy wasn't really shouting him out no more. He was buried alive. So 50 bring life back to him, put his son in a position, turn his son into a millionaire, and he actually turned out to be a pretty good actor. You come home, I'm gonna put you in a better position. For you to go fuck Rick Ross, that's a slap in the face.
He said he doesn't blame 50 for crashing out like he did, because back when nobody else was showing love, not even Rick Ross, 50 had Big Meech's back. While Meech was behind bars, 50 took care of Lil Meech like his own. He got him cleaned up, paid for acting classes, and gave him a huge role in BMF, which ended up putting serious cash in Lil Meech's pockets. Charleston even said 50 basically became a father figure to Lil Meech. And if someone did all that for you, only for you to turn around and chill with their enemies, that's straight disrespect. Charleston called Big Meech linking up with Rick Ross a full-on slap in the face. He said, he and his son deserve anything 50 throws at them as revenge. Let's rewind real quick. This all started when Big Meech supposedly reached out to Rick Ross after he got out of jail, hoping to get some fast money to hold him over. But why?
What about you and Rick Ross?
That is desperation at the points that you hear things from him at this point. You know, because if you're looking for someone, it ain't that hard to find me. You know, I'm around. And I'm not used to having an altercation with law enforcement. I'm just not used to saying I'm gonna do something to a correctional officer or to a police officer or anyone who's been under oath that's gonna say with no problem everything that you've said and everything that's happened immediately after, like.
Well, apparently Lil Meech had already blown through all the money 50 gave him during their time working together. And when 50 found out Big Meech went behind his back to do business with Ross, he felt completely betrayed. That's when 50 flipped and called Big Meech a snitch. And Lil Meech didn't stay quiet. He hit 50's DM saying, "They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram and now you managing Skill Abba when I brought him around you first, when you didn't even have a clue who he was. Drama on drama. Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act like I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own ish, but I never switched up on you. F. Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he could pay the bills till our next season starts."
I took a picture with Rick Ross. You like a hoe. Put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal. Get your money. You don't know these don't know you. And for anybody going against Ricky Rose, let me have this. I've been putting my foot up you since for the last 15 years. Everything you touch crumble. Why you think Rose on top? We don't take this shit personal.
That was Lil Meech trying to speak straight from the heart. It sounded like he was hurt and just maybe hoping 50 would hear him out. But 50, he wasn't trying to hear none of it. Instead of easing up, he dropped a bomb. He announced that BMF was getting canceled. Just like that, Lil Meech's main money stream, gone. Fans were torn. Some folks thought Lil Meech was doing the right thing by apologizing, saying he was being real and mature. But others felt like he folded too easy and should have checked 50 for throwing dirt on his dad's name. And of course, Boozy jumped in with strong opinions of his own. Because when does he ever stay quiet during drama like this? But no matter how you look at it, getting cut off by 50 Cent is gonna hit Lil Meech's pockets hard. Let's not forget, it was 50 who gave him his shot, made him a star, and opened up doors most people never even get close to. You'd think that after all that, Big Meech and his son would have at least tried to work things out with 50. Maybe sit down, talk and save the show. But nope, they chose battle instead. Rather than making peace, they started linking up with 50's enemies even more. Lil Meech especially has been seen chilling with Floyd Mayweather on multiple occasions. And it doesn't stop there. Both Big Meech and Lil Meech have posted pics with Floyd and Rick Ross all over social media. Lil Meech even dropped a whole slideshow from the Lucky Strike bowling alley in Miami, showing off the good vibes with Ross and Floyd. Lil Meech stirred the pot even more when he captioned a photo, "Real Power," which felt like a straight-up jab at 50 Cent. And he didn't stop there. In another post, he dropped pics of himself, his pops Big Meech, and Floyd Mayweather all vibing together at a low-key spot. Then came the real kicker. A video of him and Floyd chilling courtside at a Lakers game, looking like they didn't have a care in the world. With everything going on between them and 50, there's no way that wasn't intentional.
As he was actually going in to jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather promotion.
Right.
Then as he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather promotions. There's no LLC, there's no seal, it's not incorporated. No. It's just
a name.
Yeah,
that comes out people's mouths.
Right. See, technically, Floyd is a Golden Boy fighter. See what I'm saying? He fights on every Golden Boy card. They do all the footwork on
like
every
the negotiations and the imprint, the paperwork.
They built the whole show. So when he says helping with Mayweather promotions and it's not there, I go, okay, I know what he means. He wants me to
get it together.
Put it together for him. So I do TNT promotions. I get it all the way together. Sign the actual fighters. We had acquisition of Gamboa. It's like I had to negotiate a release. It was $1.2 million. Andre Durrell, IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calipero. So we brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was, still incarcerated.
Yeah.
Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on where, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying new Lamborghini and all these new things. And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you'd already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail. Right. So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
And I'm looking at him, and he looked in my face and he tell me to do that.
Everyone knows 50 and Rick Ross have been locked in beef for years. It kicked off after Ross claimed 50 gave him a dirty look backstage, and from that moment on, it was all-out battle. Diss tracks flew, interviews got spicy, and 50 never missed a chance to drag Ross back to his old Officer Ricky days. He straight up clowns Ross for playing the gangster role when he used to be a correctional officer. Back in 2015, during an interview with Tim Westwood, 50 flat out called Ross a fraud. And in another sit-down, he said Ross was irrelevant, and he had zero respect for his career. That's cold. But Ross has thrown shade right back, calling 50 a big boy, and basically saying he's not sweating him at all. Now with Rick Ross, the hate is mutual. But with Floyd Mayweather, that split shocked everybody. 50 and Floyd were once like brothers, tight. They used to roll everywhere together, did interviews side by side, and even landed the cover of XXL looking like a power duo. They had each other's backs, no questions asked. But everything flipped in 2012.
The computer say, Floyd said, yeah, Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance. Say that nigga.
That's when Floyd got locked up on a domestic violence charge and had to do a few months behind bars. And that's where the whole friendship started falling apart. Fast. This right here, it ain't just beef, it's personal. And with Lil Meech, And Big Meech now siding with 50's old enemies, things are messier than ever. 50 tried to be a real one for Floyd Mayweather. While Floyd was behind bars, he asked 50 to step up and handle his business. TMT, the money team, and Mayweather Promotions. So 50 did just that. But what he walked into? Straight chaos. None of the businesses were even properly registered. 50 had to build everything from the ground up, and he dropped a cool $1 million of his own money trying to fix Floyd's mess. But the moment Floyd got out of jail, instead of showing gratitude or matching the investment, he flipped the script. He refused to pay 50 back and started accusing him of trying to steal the company.
This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. The bucket of ice, man.
While Floyd was out here dragging 50's name through the dirt, 50 and his team were actually out hustling to raise money to help Floyd get back on track. It was like a let's get Floyd back in pocket campaign. Something similar to what Rick Ross later tried to do for Big Meech. And if you know 50, you know he don't play when it comes to loyalty. So when Floyd started running with these fake stories, 50 fired back. But as usual, the media twisted it, and somehow he ended up looking like the villain. Floyd wasn't letting up either. He clapped back by calling 50 a male boxing groupie with a failed rap career. At one point, they told the press everything was cool between them, that they had squashed the drama and were friends again. But that peace didn't last long. Things went downhill fast. Floyd started mocking 50's rocky relationship with his son, Marquise. Meanwhile, 50 blasted Floyd for allegedly sleeping with his best friend's woman. It was straight up battle. Then came one of the darkest accusations. 50 claimed Floyd had a twisted connection to the tragic deaths of Earl Hayes and his wife, Stephanie Mosley. 50 said, "Tell everybody why you was on FaceTime when he unlived Jessica and himself, because he was confronting you about messing with his wife." Now that's not just beef, that's pure venom. Just when folks thought 50 Cent might finally chill, he aimed straight for the throat. He challenged Floyd Mayweather to read one page of Harry Potter, promising to drop $750,000 to any charity of Floyd's choice if he could actually do it. Floyd tried to clap back by flexing. He posted photos of checks totaling over $72 million to show he didn't need 50's charity or games. But still, the can't read jokes stuck around, and Floyd couldn't fully shake off those illiterate man allegations. So he fired back with his own challenge. He dared 50 to step in the ring and settle things hands-on. People thought a real fight might go down in 2014, but nothing ever came of it. Then in 2018, Floyd added fuel to the fire. He invited Tyra Marie, who was suing 50 for revenge content, to perform at his nightclub. That move was so petty it was the final nail in their friendship. Floyd didn't hold back after that. He unloaded on 50 in a savage open letter on Instagram, calling him a snitch, clowning his failed rap career, and dragging him for being a jealous, bitter man who couldn't even keep a solid bond with his own son. It was brutal. Whatever was left of their brotherhood, completely destroyed. So when 50 saw Lil Meech and Big Meech flexing in pics with Floyd, it felt like betrayal all over again. And of course, 50 came back swinging. In one post, he dropped a video of Lil Meech chopping it up with Rick Ross and joked that they were probably plotting for Ross to bless Big Meech with some wings from his Wingstop franchise. 50 wasn't done. He took another jab by comparing Lil Meech's acting skills to Michael Rainey Jr., the star of 50's hit show Power Book 2, Ghost. Michael had just bagged an NAACP award for his performance, and 50 made sure to let folks know, without saying it straight up, that Lil Meech wasn't even in the same league. Then he posted an AI-edited video, clearly throwing shade, where he said he wanted to show Lil Meech the good life, but Lil Meech was too busy trying to be just like his dad, brutal. On the surface, it might seem wild that 50 Cent is going after Lil Meech so hard, especially since Lil Meech had nothing to do with the whole snitching mess surrounding his dad. But 50 finally gave his side of the story, and it hit different. When Boosie called him out for aiming all that heat at Lil Meech, 50 didn't dodge the smoke. He explained exactly why he felt betrayed. He said, "I did more for Meech than anyone in his life, Boosie. That's why I responded like that. If he got locked up, I was the first one he called. I bailed him out every time. When I saw him laughing at his pop's post, I said, oh, he a snake too. He belonged with him." 50 also talked about how deep his support really ran. He said he got Lil Meech into rehab and gave him game on how to handle his money. According to 50, the tension started when he told Big Meech that Lil Meech needed guidance, not hype.
Meech's biggest mistake was getting on camera with Rick Ross, running to the internet. Rick Ross was wrong for putting Big Meech out there, knowing he doing business with 50. Rick Ross using Meech. Rick Ross using him, homie, knowing that there's a beef between me and this guy. So to do this video and then put it out there was a slap in the face to 50. And I done put everybody in position. Now, I'm with 50. While you were gone, Rick Ross didn't reach out to your son. Try to put him in his position where he can make $5 million. Did nobody reach out to you? Rick Ross didn't give you no money off using your name, your likeness or whatever in that song. He didn't give you no kickback for that. So if he really f***ing with you, he could have put the concert on without putting you in the mix. But they playing tit for tat. So 50 ain't wrong.
50 said, I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. I'm telling Meech I don't want him doing this, and he's over there telling him he used to do that stuff like it's cool. I told Lil Meech to stop blowing his money. His pops bragging about how much he used to waste. Then 50 dropped a bomb. He claimed he had to personally send Lil Meech to rehab after he got caught high on set. Actor Russell Hornsby noticed something was off, said Lil Meech was high as ever during a weapons test and even threw up on set. Then Ian told 50 the kid had whippets in his truck. 50 was like, what the hell is a whippet? Turns out it's the gas from BB guns, dangerous and wild. So yeah, after all 50 did for that family, seeing Lil Meech hanging out with Floyd and Ross, laughing it up and posting it on social like nothing happened, that cut deep. To 50, it wasn't just disrespect, it was betrayal. Even Charleston White said the biggest mistake Big Meech made wasn't the alleged snitching. It was posting that video with Rick Ross and then trying to deny everything right after. Even if there was a slim chance for 50 Cent to squash the Rick Ross drama and keep the BMF series alive, that door slammed shut the moment Big Meech and Lil Meech started rolling with Floyd Mayweather. As for Floyd, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's deep in this mess and clearly using the father-son duo as pawns in his own revenge game against 50. And Floyd's not just playing games, he's moving like this is personal battle. Word on the street is he's so locked in on hurting 50 that he's ready to steamroll anyone in the way. Even Charleston White. There's even talk that Floyd's out here pulling strings behind the scenes trying to get Charleston locked back up. If that's true, that's a whole new level of grimy. But what do y'all think? Is Floyd really trying to help Big Meech and Lil Meech rise back up? Or is he just using them to hit 50 where it hurts? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe for more wild stories just like this. Hit that bell so you never miss a drop, and we'll catch you on the next one.